Okay, so the recording has started, and as I told you, today's topic is this time we will be having a new origin instead of S3. Why? Because I have told you the CloudFront has the ability to integrate multiple origin options, right? Till now we have saw only I used to integrate the S3, but in our first class I told you we can integrate S3, load balancer, API gateway, even from on-premise you can host the application through the CloudFront to the global user. And same thing to explain or demonstrate today, I will be doing a practical through an EC2. So let's first draw the diagram. Here is the EC2 instance. I'll be creating an EC2. Where we will be creating this one? We can create this in AP South one. That would be ideal. AP South one. I'll create there. Where this is very small. Okay, first we will have this EC2 instance or launch this EC2 instance in the AP South one. Then once I launch it, then I have to log into that EC2 instance. And to log into EC2 instance, what we will be doing, we will be using a one command in our command prompt. That command is ssh minus I. Okay, secure shell minus I stands for making the session interactive. Then after I have to put PEM file name. Okay, your PEM file name. Let's make it something dummy like that. PEM file is what? It's an encrypted file. Okay, it's an encrypted. If you remember, I told you, right? This is the asymmetric encryption process where we will be using two keys, right? So, and this PEM file is basically used to log into an EC2 machine. And where we can get this file when we will be creating this EC2 machine, we will be downloading. Okay, it is available there. We need to download that to our local. Then after that, from our terminal, we need to move to that file location or can provide the path of that PEM file along with the file name. Then SSH, the command is ssh minus I PEM file name. Then after that, user. Okay, by default in AWS EC2, the user is EC2 minus user @ then public IP. Okay, then the public IP of this EC2 instance. This is the command to get into an EC2 machine. Clear? ସୌମ୍ୟ ବୁଝିହେଲା?
Mhm.
କଣ
Yes.
କରାହବ? ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ମେସିନ୍ ଲଞ୍ଚ କରାହବ କୋଉଠି? ଏପି ସାଉଥ 1 ରେ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ମେସିନ୍ ଲଞ୍ଚ ହବ ଏଟା ଗୋଟେ ର EC2 ମେସିନ୍, ଏଟା କିଛି ନାହିଁ, କେବଳ ଗୋଟେ VM ଟା। ଓକେ, ତା ଭିତରକୁ ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ଲଗଇନ୍ କରିବି using this command. Okay, once I logged into that machine, then after we need to make it or convert this simple EC2 machine into a web server. To make it a web server, we need to install HTTPD. This is a web server application or software, we can say. Install HTTPD. There is not only HTTPD only available, there are few other options like Apache, Nginx, all of them available, but in our case, we will be using HTTPD. So what is the command to install HTTPD? Yum install HTTPD, right? And I believe Anjali and Soumya, you both are familiar with the Yum, right? Anjali, do you know what is this Yum?
And yeah, for installing packages
No
on the
one can directly use yum.
Right. So basically the
Yes.
package manager in Linux, right?
yeah.
Yum is the package manager. Okay. Let me just give an idea to Susri and Durga about what I am saying. So Susri, କଣ ହୁଏ ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ମେସିନ୍ ବନେଇଲେ, ରାଇଟ୍, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ମେସିନ୍ ଟା ମୁଁ ବନେଇବି କୋଉଥିରେ, ଲିନକ୍ସ ରେ ବନେଇବି। ଓକେ, ଲିନକ୍ସ ର ବନେଇବି ମାନେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ନା ମୁଁ କଣ କହୁଛି? ଲିନକ୍ସ ର ବନେଇବି ମାନେ ତା ଉପରେ କୋଉ ଅପରେଟିଂ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ପଡିବ, ମୁଁ ଲିନକ୍ସ ପକେଇବି, ହେଲା। ତା ଉପରେ ମୁଁ
Huh.
ୱିଣ୍ଡୋଜ ପକେଇବିନି, ତାପରେ ଲିନକ୍ସ ପକେଇବି। ତ ଲିନକ୍ସ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଡିବ, ତମେ ଏବେ ୱିଣ୍ଡୋଜ ଲାପଟପ୍ କରୁଛ, ରାଇଟ୍? ତମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ କିଛି ତମକୁ ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ ଦରକାର ହଉଛି, ତମେ କେମିତି ଇନଷ୍ଟଲ କରୁଛ? ପ୍ଲେ ଷ୍ଟୋର କୁ ଯାଉଛ ବା ୱିଣ୍ଡୋଜ ଷ୍ଟୋର ଯାଉଛ ତମ ଲାପଟପ ରେ, ରାଇଟ୍? ବା ତମେ କଣ କରୁଛ? ଗୁଗଲ କ୍ରୋମ କୁ ଯାଉଛ, ସର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଛ, ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଡାଉନଲୋଡ ଇନଷ୍ଟଲ କରିଦଉଛ, राइट। तो लिनक्स रे कौन हुए ना तार गोटे स्पेसिफिक पैकेज मैनेजर अच्छे जमी एप्पल रोचे आप स्टोर है एंड्रॉइड रो प्ले स्टोर सेमती भाभी
हाँ
पार लिनक्स रोचे यम है स्टोर ମୁଁ ଏବେ କଣ
हाँ
କରୁଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ରନ୍ କରୁଛି ୟମ୍ କୁ କହୁଛି ଯେ କି ୟମ୍ ତୁ ଇନଷ୍ଟଲ କରିବୁ କାହାକୁ HTTPD HTTPD କାହା ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ଅଲରେଡି ୟମ୍ ଜାଣିଛି HTTPD ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ବୁଝିହେଲା ତ
हाँ
this is a Linux command okay basically it will start installing this HTTPD once you execute this one after that HTTPD will be installed over this EC2 machine but in Linux what will happen once you install any new service okay or new software you need to start the service. Anjali, what is the command to start a service?
system
System.ctl
CTL
start service name.
Systemctl
Start
start
service name.
then service name okay this is the format ओके सब प्रत्येक कमांड सुसरे गोटे फॉर्मेट रे चले हला देखो एठी मु कोन कहले एटा हला मेन कमांड से को टास्क परफॉर्म करिवो काहा ऊपर परफॉर्म करिवो एचटीटीपीडी जेतेबेले हमें लिनक्स पढिबा ना टिके आगो को तो एडब्ल्यूएस सइला पर सेतेबेले मु सब जिंस डिटेल कहबी बट एबे मु कहि दउची तुम मन बेसिक कांसेप्ट क्लियर करिया पे ओके मन कंफ्यूज हे जो जेटा कोन होउची एठी okay so once I start the service then after I am going to enable the service okay सौम्य enable करिया पे command कौन what is the command to enable first explain why I am going to enable the service then tell me what is the command to enable the service
instead of start you can keep enable Preetham.
yeah
System CTL enable HTTP.
enable if we only run this enable then it is also going to start okay along with when we run any enable command that means we are saying that even if my machine got stopped and restart or rebooted then after that relaunching the machine then immediately start the service I don't have to do it manually. Okay, there is no manual intervention needed when we will run any enable command. So to enable, we can run systemctl enable htpd. Right, Anjali, this is the right command, right? Okay, sorry, where I typed this one. Okay, start service.
System CTL enable
Oh, sorry.
HTTP.
Yeah. Type got typed here. Start message control V enable httpd बुझिपाइल सुश्री दुर्गा काहे मैं enable कली जदि मो machine काली by
Oh,
chance बंद भी हेई जाउची ना बंद ହେଲା ପରେ जदि restart होउची जति काले अपडेट हबो machine से ऑटोमेटिकली रिलॉन्च करिवो निजु राइट तम सिस्टम जति काले अपडेट नउची से कोन करूची रिस्टार्ट करूची ना नाही निजु तो रिस्टार्ट कला ପରେ तमे मार्क करथियो तो बाय डिफॉल्ट किछि बेसिक एप्लीकेशन थिबो तमको लैपटॉप रे से सब ऑटोमेटिकली लॉन्च हे जिवो से सब केमिति होउची सेटा गोटे सेटअप करा ହେଇଛି तम machine रे ऑलरेडी कोउठी करा ହେଇଛି OS लेवल रे करा ହେଇଛି जे machine स्टार्ट हबो माने एई जिंस सब ऑन कर दउ तो सेही भले मु एठी कोन कहूची enable service that means systemctl enable httpd command once I execute within this EC2 machine then after here onwards whenever this EC2 will be launched then I don't have to do it manually that starts process I don't have to do it manually by default it will be started okay once we enable the httpd service httpd is nothing else this is the web server software okay it's the web server software so that means it will enable web servicing or it will provide us a platform so that we can host our website through in an EC2 machine okay now see once I have that enabled the web server then I need to place my index.html in a specific location okay okay then say place or we can say put or create your website okay where we need to do it there is a specific path okay that path stands for var slash www slash html okay within this location we need to create a file and that will be index.html okay make sense guys following me Anjali able to understand what I'm saying
Yeah.
Once I start the web server, na, then after that, at this location where www.html, I need to create a index.html. Okay, now you can ask me, okay, from where we will be getting the content of the index.html. Don't worry, I have that file. I'll share that with you. Okay, now you can see index.html is here, or you can just simply copy this content and modify as per your requirement and use or create that file in the EC2. Okay, I'll be sharing. Otherwise, what you can do, you can simply deploy the previous index.html files also. Okay, the previous files also you can deploy there. But only for this one, we have a specific file which we can deploy, or I'll be sharing that with you. Okay, index.html will be created once you have this one. That means your application is ready. And how can you access? Okay, the last thing we need to make sure what you need to make sure port, right? Port 80 is open. Okay, we need to make sure port 80 is open. Why? Because HTTPD serves or delivers this index.html on port number 80. Okay, getting this point? What is this port 80? ସୌମ୍ୟ ବୁଝିପାଇଲୁ କଣ port 80?
Hmm.
What are these ports? ସୁଶ୍ରୀ port ହଉଛି କଣ, ଯେମିତି ତମ ଲାପଟପ ରେ ଦେଖୁଛ ତମର ସବୁ ପ୍ଲଗ ଅଛି ଏଣ୍ଟର କରିବା ପାଇଁ, ଚାର୍ଜିଂ ପ୍ଲଗ ଅଛି ଗୋଟେ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି
Huh.
HDMI ପାଇଁ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଟାଇପ ସି ପାଇଁ, ରାଇଟ? ମଲ୍ଟିପୁଲ ପ୍ଲଗ ସବୁ ଥାଏ, ସେଟା କଣ
Huh.
କୁହନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ପୋର୍ଟ କୁହନ୍ତି ନା ନାଇଁ?
Oh. Huh.
ପୋର୍ଟ କୁହନ୍ତି, ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ପୋର୍ଟ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ କାମ ହିଁ ହୁଏ। ତମର ଯୋଉଠି ପଶି ପାରିବ ଚାର୍ଜର, ତମେ କଣ ସେଠି କିଛି ଅଲଗା କାମ କରିପାରିବ କି?
Nah.
କରିପାରିବନି। ତ ତମର ଯୋଉଠି ମାଉସ ପାଇଁ ଥିବ ସେଠି ଆଇଦର ମାଉସ ନହେଲେ କିବୋର୍ଡ, ମାନେ ବେସିକାଲି hardware physical devices which will be used to provide input to your system, ଆମେ ସେଇ ଟାଇପ ର ଡିଭାଇସ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବା to those specific ports, right? We cannot use any other device with that specific port. So same manner ରେ in the EC2 machine or in the world, there are something, how many numbers of ports available? Total ports 0 to 65,355, or maybe 358. I'm not exact sure about the last digit, but it for sure it is 65,000. ଏତିକିଟା port virtual ରେ available, ବୁଝିଲ? ତ ତା ଭିତରୁ port number 80 is always booked for the web server. Out of that, port number 80 is always booked for the web server. By default, this is the port number 80. And until unless you don't open this port, okay, you won't be able to connect to this index.html. So we need to make sure port 80 is open. Okay, so plan is ready. We have the plan now, right? So let's go and start creating this resource. Okay, here in my case, I am creating AP South one, or you can use, depending upon your flexibility, US East one. Anywhere you can create, but make sure guys to keep your AWS account clean. Always try to create resources always in a specific region, so that it will be helpful for you to make it, or whenever you will be performing the cleanup task, na, it will be helpful to you. Okay, so let's go. Let me launch this machine in the AP South one. In my case, I will be using in AP South one. Okay, got idea what exactly we are going to do now, or any confusion over that, over
No,
this
no,
launching
it's
EC2?
content.
Anjali, you are clear what I will be doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So let's go first. Phase wise, we will be performing the task. We'll first launch the EC2 machine, then make it web server. Then after that, we will do or move for the any advanced section. I think let me cut it from here and open this in an incognito. Not sure why it is very slow in my in this browser. I'll be opening the AWS. Okay, let's see. So the plan is ready. Let's go ahead and execute the stuff. So I re-logged in incognito only to make it faster because I experiencing high latency or like where the refresh rate in that previous browser was not okay. I'm expecting to make it or experiencing in faster way here. Let's see. Okay, so we are in my AWS account right now. Okay, are you guys all able to see my AWS account screen now?
Yeah, Preet.
Okay, nice.
Yes, yes.
So we know that whenever there is a new resource we need to look for, we need to go to the search bar, then look for the EC2. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, there will be a different session or complete whole sequence we'll be having on specific EC2. That's a very important resource in AWS. And right now, only for our practical or lab purpose, we will be performing this thing. Okay, so let's open this in a new tab. Make sure first verify you are in which region. Okay, now you guys can see I am in Mumbai region. By default it landed me in Mumbai. If you want to switch region you can switch from here. Okay, most recommended regions are two. Your first one is your local region. In our case our local is Mumbai. Then the second one, the recommended one, is North Virginia. In real time all the resources will be created in North Virginia. Every organization mostly used to create North Virginia until unless they don't have any compliance or there is no rule for them. Okay, from any certain provider or from any vendor, they will be creating resources in North Virginia because most of the stuff, or you can ask me, or we can say like the highly available region is North Virginia. Why? There are six data centers. Only North Virginia is a region where they have the highest number of data centers, that is six. Besides that, whatever you are seeing everywhere, mostly they are having three data center. But I think there is might be in Ohio they are having four data centers. But the highest number of data center in North Virginia. So most of the time, people will be creating their resources in North Virginia to make that secure and highly available. But since we are doing a lab, we will be creating in Mumbai, the local region for us. Okay, let's go to the instances dashboard. Just before that, take a look of this whole dashboard. It's summarizing here. Okay, whatever the resources available, you guys can see I don't have an instance 0, auto scaling group 0, and load balancer is 0. Security groups, okay, I have two security groups. Security groups are what? These are the firewalls. Okay, where you can whitelist or block. Okay, there, this is the place where we will be allowing our port number 80. Okay, this is the place where we will be allowing our port number 80. Why? Because by default all the ports are open in an EC2 machine. Okay, but this is an extra layer on top of EC2 through a security group. This is a like firewall, as I told. Okay, there we can block or allow. And in this security group, if you get into the security groups, I am having two now. One is default. By default, it is created, and this thing might be. For some lab purposes I have created, just remove this thing. Delete security group, delete security group removed. We will be creating a new one for this lab. Okay, in security group, if I show you, you can have inbound rules, outbound rules. Inbound rules means the request which will be allowed to your EC2 machine. That means from internet you are saying the requests are allowed on this port. Here you can see all traffic allowed. I have mentioned. I mentioned all traffic, right? This is a default. But in outbound, here is a request which you are saying these requests are allowed from within my EC2 to outbound to the outside world. Okay, so let's go and see the stuff. What else I have now? See the key pairs. There are two key pairs already available, and these two things by default not available. I have created, uh, maybe because of some lab purposes. And let me see, do I have any of these key pairs? No, I don't have any of the key pairs in my local right now. So what I'll do? Let's verify. Can I re-download? No. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I'll delete all of them. Okay, so basically I'm performing the cleanup task now. Delete. Okay, I cleaned up. I don't have any key pair now. And in the same manner, if you are visiting your HC2 dashboard for the first time, you may not be able to see anything there. Only you will be seeing only one security group like this. Why? Because it's a default security group. Until unless you don't create anything, it will not show you here. So let's go now start creating the EC2 instances. Okay, now it is applied filter is running. I will remove that. I don't have any EC2 instances in my dashboard now. You can create the EC2 instances by clicking on the launch instances here or here. Okay, let's go click on launch instance. Provide a name. This is my web server, right? Anything you can put, just make sure to put something meaningful. Once you provide the name, then after that it will ask you for your OS, which OS image, okay, or which OS you will be using. For right now, just think about it is an OS, and there is a little bit difference between OS and image, but we will look into it in detail during EC2. But right now I am going to choose the OS, so I am choosing the Amazon Linux, or you can see the variety of OSs available there. These are even Windows is there, right? So for our practical, I will be choosing AWS Linux. And once you choose that one, by default, the few configuration will be auto popped up. And now you can see what is saying username EC2 user. And if you remember when I was creating the command SSH command, right, I mentioned the username is EC2 user. Why? By default, when this machine will be created, this is a user will be auto created there. Okay, which we will be using to access to this machine. Then after that instance type, always go with the free tier eligible. No need to select a higher configuration machine. Otherwise they will charge you. Okay. Until unless you don't have any real use cases, don't go for a higher version of the machine. There are many various versions of a machine available, and you can see all of them. Okay. You can see if you enable this all generations now, then it will show you number of EC2 machines, or this is T series, C series. Okay, this is C series. Like what are these all things? Basically, these are the different configuration setups. The right now what we are choosing T3 micro, and in that what we will get two core processors, 1 GB RAM. Okay, and these are few of the other options. Okay, two core processor, 1 GB RAM. Basically, it will provide us now, and this is completely for free. Same thing you all have to choose to. Okay, now see it is asking me for a key pair. Okay, what it is trying to say, if you are having a key pair you can select it from this drop down, but if you remember I deleted all the key pairs, so I don't have any key pair. Then what I need to do, create a new key pair just adjacent to the right. You can click on it, it will create a pop-up outside, and then it will ask for a key pair. Okay, let's go create a key pair. Provide any kind of name you can put there. Okay, DevOps 26, and make sure you are, what is the encryption type I am saying, RSA, and PAM will be selected. Don't go for the PPK. Okay, PAM is useful. If you will be using the PPK, then you need to use another one tool which is Putty, right? You must have heard about Putty. We people used to say we use to Putty to log into the EC2 machine. Okay, then in that case you need to use the PPK, and that once you download this file, then you need to convert that PPK file into a PEM file using the Putty, and then log into the machine. But since I will be using directly through the OpenSSH, I'll be using the, I have the flexibility to download PEM file, and I will be downloading the PEM file. Create key pair. Click on it. Once you click on the create key pair, then it will now create the key pair along with download to your downloads folder, and or it will ask you to store it in some specific location. Let's go. I'll be storing this in this. Okay. Okay, at this location I will be storing it. Okay, don't make any changes here. Okay, just by default choose a location where you, ideal place where you want to store your file. Save. Okay, it got downloaded and saved in my folder now. If you want to see, let me show you. See, the PEM file is downloaded. Okay, now I can use this one. Now see, it is available in my drop down. I selected the DevOps 26. Then after it is asking me about the network setting. Okay, right now we will be moving with all the default setup. We are not going to create any specific, or we are not going to create a private network configuration or private VPC, virtual private cloud. We are not going to create or use anything like that. Okay, our sole intention is to host a web application, then integrate that EC2 with the with the CloudFront. So I am not going to perform any that kind of stuff here. Okay, then in the network settings, see VPC I am not choosing, and subnet I am not selecting anything. Okay, then it is asking me for enable public IP. So yes, definitely we will be assigning a public IP to our machine so that we can access the website through this public IP. Okay, this is an address. You can say like the when we perform the S3 static web hosting, right? After that, it provided a provided us one. It provided us one DNS, right? So think about like that. This is a IP address using which you can access to that website right now through the EC2. Then it is asking for firewall. Okay, we are not going to create any firewall now. Okay, so there are two steps. You can create the security. Firewall is security group, right? You can create that security group from here, or if you are having an existing security group, you can use it. If I select that, now see, I have removed you. So I have shown you, right? I removed, there was earlier two security groups. I removed one, and right now I'm having only one, the default. Okay, but this lab, for this lab, I'm not going to use default. Okay, like keep it ideal. We will be creating a new security group. Okay, in security group, I have already shown you we can add inbound and outbound rules. Okay, now it is saying the security group which will be created, the name is going to be launch wizard 1. Okay, the name of the security group will be launch wizard 1. Then after that it is saying what the traffic you want to allow. I am saying allow SSH. Why? This is mandatory. If you want to communicate with your EC2 machine, then you need to enable this option. Otherwise, you cannot log into this machine through a command prompt. Okay, using that SSH command. Okay, that's why I have to select it. And then after that, I am saying open this port as well. This is the port number 80. Okay, this is the port number 80. When I enable this allow HTTP traffic from internet, or we can do it later. Okay, well, let's skip this step for now. We can do it later. You can do it from here. If you select, it will by default open the port number 80 for you. Okay, then after that you can access your website. Otherwise, don't go with this one, go with only default SSH. Once we are ready, then after that we can open this port as well. Okay, because this port will be used to access to our website only. That is the sole intention of this port. Okay, so I'm not selecting this one now. Now only SSH is selected here. You got guys, right? What is the difference between this SSH and this is the HTTP, and why I'm not selected here, or any confusion here? ସୁଶ୍ରୀ ସୌମ୍ୟ ବୁଝିହେଲା ଏଇଟା କଣ କହିଲି ମୁଁ?
Yes.
ହଁ।
ଓକେ, SSH କାହିଁ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆମେ? SSH ନ କଲେ ମୁଁ ସେ EC2 ମେସିନ ଭିତରକୁ ଯାଇପାରିବି, ଲଗ୍ଇନ୍ କରିପାରିବିନି। କାହା ଥ୍ରୋରେ? CLI ଥ୍ରୋରେ। ଓକେ,
CLI.
କାହିଁକି ନା EC2 ମେସିନ ଭିତରକୁ there is only one way to get into that EC2 machine, that is CLI. Okay, and we need to open that one. And HTTP we need only to expose our website to the outside world. See, allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Otherwise, you won't be excuse me, you won't be able to show your website to the people over the internet. Okay, right now I'm not enabling this one. I'm just enabling the SSH. Then after, let's go ahead and launch instance. I'm not selecting any other option. Just take a look. Provided a name, then OS is chosen, then T3 micro. By default, it is already selected. Then key pair. Okay, since I don't have any key pair, I created a key pair, downloaded it with a PEM variable. Then I selected that key pair. Then in the network settings, I only enable this one SSH. Okay, I did not touch anything. Then after that, go ahead and launch instance. We need to wait for few seconds. Okay, it will start configuring all the details, whatever or all the instructions, along with allocating the resources like two processors and 1 GB RAM, right? It will allocate to this machine. And now see, the machine is ready. Okay, now the machine is ready. View all instances and refresh. Okay, now see, our machine is ready. Here is the machine name. This is the machine ID. And if you want to see the machine details, you can select on ID and it will show you here in the down all the details. Or you can get into that. Okay, here are all the details. And if you look at the status of the machine, it is now under processing. That means it will take couple of minutes, okay, to allocate and make the machine ready. Now see, the status check is initializing. We need to wait for this to make 3 by 3 health check. Okay, that means 3 health checks from AWS and they will be performing, and once they are good with those health checks, okay, they will show all the health checks are passed successfully. This is the process of creating an EC2 machine. Okay, after that we will get into this EC2 machine and start performing web server stuff. So I only launched the EC2 instance in AP South 1. Okay, this part is done. Then once this is done, then after that we need to SSH into that machine. Okay, this is the command. We need to get into the machine. After that we will be performing below steps. Okay, so let's see what happened to our machine. Is it ready? If you want to see all the details of this EC2 machine, okay, or all the available properties or all the available allocated stuff to this EC2 machine, you need to get into or click on the EC2 ID, instance ID. Then you will be into that machine details. So basically, these are the metadata of that machine. We can say, okay, this is the public IP which we will be using to log into our web server once it is done. This is the private IP for internal use cases. This is public DNS, private DNS, and let me show you. Okay, this is C. This is the VPC by D. This is the default VPC. It's selected by itself. Then subnet ID, the ARN of the EC2 instance. Okay, this is the ARN like we used to have ARN in the S3. This is the ARN, and then these are the stuff available on our EC2. And if you get into the security section, right, there you will be seeing the security group which is associated with this machine, and you can see launch wizard one, right? I told you when we will be creating or we are this is your security group will be created, the name is going to be launch wizard. So this is the security group, okay, associated with our machine. And in that security group we have only allowed the rule, that is port number 22 is allowed from everywhere. 000 means internet. Anyone can log into my EC2 machine using port number 80 if I provide my public IP. Okay, if I provide that public IP to them, then they would be able to log into my EC2 machine. Okay, now let's go back and see that health check is ready, and I believe it should be ready by that time. Now see, 3 by 3 check passed. Everything is fine. Everything looks cool now. So now let's get into this machine. Okay. How we can get into this machine? We need to use our CLI. And what is the CLI I have? I have CMD, right? Get into the CMD. Open your CMD. And also we have to modify the command to write. Open the notepad. Okay, open the notepad. See, this is the command, right? Which why I pasted here? I need to modify these values, the PEM file name and the public IP. Okay, from where I can get the public IP of the EC2 machine? From the same EC2 dashboard. Now get into the machine, or if you scroll up, okay, let's get into the machine directly. Now see, here is the public IP. We need to copy this. Copied. Now go to the text editor. This one and paste here. Remove this public IP value, paste the copied value here. Okay, makes sense. And then after that we need to update the PEM file name. What is our PEM file name? Our PEM file name is DevOps 26, right? And where it is located? It is located at this path. Okay, at this path it is located. So first let me update my file name. It's DevOps minus 26. I'll go there and update the file name DevOps minus 26 dot pem. Okay, make sure to mention pem, or yeah, I think pem is needed. And if you are running the command from that file location, that means if we are moving our location, now see in our command prompt we are at which location? Okay, so pwd is not recognized. Do one thing, guys, instead of executing everything in the command prompt, switch to PowerShell. Okay, that is an integrated CLI tool available in Windows to execute Linux kind of commands. Okay, open that PowerShell. Now just give me a second, it will be up. Okay, now see, if I run pwd, it is executed here. So where this in CLI I'm at which location? C users del. right? But where is my PEM file? My PEM file is at this location. If I click on it, Dell, then there is desktop and within that AWS. Okay, if you get into that location by running cd desktop, okay, if you are getting into that location, then you don't need to provide the path. Otherwise, you need to provide the path. Okay, ls. Okay, now see, here is the PEM file. So I am at the file location, right? So it is easy for me to copy and execute the command from there. Control C, copied. Now go to that location, Control V, pasted, and now let me execute this command. Make sure if you are not at the file location, then provide the path just before the file name. Okay, now execute. Once I click hit enter, then it will ask me, okay, are you sure you want to connect? Then say yes, lowercase, make sure, okay? Then just take a look. Once I hit enter, yes, then after that, you just see this path will be changed to the Linux machine. Okay, now see, yes. Now see guys, where I am right now. This is EC2 user, and this is, just take a look at this number, 172.31.4.158. What is this? This is the private IP. Okay, let's verify this IP. See, this is the private IP, 172.31.4.158. So which means we have successfully logged into our EC2 machine as EC2 user. Okay, right now who is the user? You can ask something like uname. Okay, this is Linux showing, but here you can see this is the user, or what is the command? I think it's an command. Let's
can be
try this. Who am I?
one.
Okay, now see, it is showing EC2 user. So who is using this machine now? EC2 user, and we will be performing the all the next step onwards from here. Okay, see, here it is C user desktop. That means my local laptop. But using the command SSH, I logged into this machine. I am right now in the Windows, or sorry, in the EC2 Linux machine. Anjali, you got these steps right? How I get into this machine?
Yeah, yeah, Preeti, it's clear.
Okay, nice. So once I am there, I have to run. Let's go and grab the command from there. What I need to do? I need to install HTTPD. And what is the command to do that? Copy this simply. See, go there and Control V, hit enter. Now see what it is saying. You don't have the privileges. You are not a super user, or you are, which means it is saying that you don't have admin access. You cannot do that. You are a normal user. You are not allowed to perform that. So let's switch to the super user. So what I'll do, sudo -i. Now see, it switched to root. From EC2 user, now it is showing root. If I now run again, who am I? It will show me now root. So root is the admin of this machine. Okay. And now I switch to the root user. Now again, now let me add this command in our instruction. After getting into there, then it would be helpful. Switch to root. Execute this command, right? Sudo -i. Then after verify by running, what is the command? OMI. These all are commands, Linux commands. Okay. Then let's go ahead and start installing HTTPD. Okay, Soumya, can you help me? Is there any way I can verify whether HTTPD is already installed or not?
Yeah, like RPM hyphen QA pipe grep hyphen I
What,
HTTP
what, what?
process.
Can you send me in the chat?
RPM
RPM,
RPM
RPM,
hyphen QA
QA,
hyphen QA pipe
QA,
hyphen. type
QA adjust lagi कि ना अलगा अलग?
QA RPM hyphen QA
हाँ
space type
हाँ pipe
grep hyphen I
hyphen I.
HTTP.
Okay, then the service name. Huh? So this command I am executing just to verify whether HTTPD is already pre-installed or not. Okay, it's not available. Now let's go ahead and install the HTTPD. So I will be clearing my screen. Clear. Okay, so it just clear my screen for now. And what is the command to install? Yum. Susri, what is the
Then
command?
you can give
Yum
the
install
option.
HTTPD. What, Somyo, you are saying?
Uh, every time you not need to type.
Clear the
If
screen,
you
right?
uh,
Okay,
no
you
no
up arrow, na?
if you up arrow then
No, this time it will not come up. Why? Because I have switched from, see, I have switched from the previous command I executed as EC2 user, right? Then I switched from EC2 user to root. So that command log is not available in the root. So yum install HTTPD. Let's go ahead and install this service now. Okay. Say yeah, Y lowercase enter. Okay. Now we have installed HTTPD. And if you verify by running that command, what Somya said, RPM minus QA pipe grep I HTTPD, then it will show us HTTPD. Now see, HTTPD is available in our machine. I'll copy this command and put in our instruction guide too. Okay. Once you install, if you want to verify HTTPD, then by running this command. Okay. Then once you install HTTPD, after that, if you want to see the status, okay, then after check status, what is the command? System ctl status HTTPD. Okay, this is the command to check the status, whether it is starting, whether it is stopped, whether it is working, not working, everything it will show here. So let's go to our CLI. Now execute system ctl status, then service name. What is the service in our case? HTTPD. Now see what it is saying. It is inactive. The status is inactive, which means it is dead. It is not working now. So let's make it working. Clear again, or what I can do? System ctl start, then service name. Okay, simple, right? Enter. Okay, the service got started. If you want to verify, then again up arrow. Okay, so I just clicked on up arrow and then I found out this command again, systemctl status HTTPD, enter. Now see, it is saying your system is active. Okay, now see, active, it's running. Okay, then escape or q, or we can say control C, okay, to move out of that output stuff. So the system has already started running. Okay, if you want to execute or run this command even though your machine got restarted, then you need to enable system ctl
Spelling mistake.
enable. Oh, sorry.
System ctl.
Yeah, system ctl enable, then the service name httpd. Okay, it will make it permanently enable for you. Okay, so our setup is all ready. So I have converted successfully right now my machine into an web server, and if you see where it is listening by default on port number 80. Okay, by default, if you want to access the stuff on this web server, you need to access, there is only one way, that is port number 80. Okay, so let's go and see our diagram or design, what stuff all we did till now. Okay, so verified, status enabled, then systemctl start HTTPD, it's done. Then enable service, okay, I did it. Then after that, the thing is that we need to create our website where, at this specific location. Simply copy this, okay, or if you want to go there, where www.html, and there we will be creating the index.html. Okay, but before that, make sure that you have downloaded that file. Okay, I will be uploading this index.html into our drive on a specific location, which path you guys already know, and I'll share that with you again. The link, you will be downloading that file into your local. Okay, this is the file. Then after that, start moving into that location. Okay, let's clear the screen again. And this time, before moving into the path, I will first verify where I am at. So what will be the command? Pwd print working directory, or present, popularly known as present working, but it's the exact form is print working directory. Enter. Now say it is saying you are in the root, but where we have to move? We need to move into where www.html. So what I will be doing? Cd, then slash. Cd stands for change directory. Okay, directory is nothing else. It's the complete similar term you getting used for folder. Okay, cd, then var slash www slash that was html. This is the default location for placing your index.html. If you run ls, is there any file? No. ls stands for to list out all the available content in that location. Okay, there is nothing available, and now I will be starting process to create the file in a linux. Okay, how can we create a file in linux? Is there a way I can right click or do? No, right? I cannot do anything like that. So we need to create the file through a Linux command. Anjali, can you tell me what are the commands available in Linux to create a file?
If it is a file, you can use touch or echo. If it is a directory, use mkdir.
mkdir,
Manoj,
right?
you can create directly. Na? You can use vi, then file
Yeah,
name.
right.
After
Okay,
that, you can
since,
add directly.
yeah, since all the commands, whatever you guys suggested and told, all of used to create the file. But depending
Hmm.
upon your use case, since I am having a file which I want to modify once I create that and make it more like perform some operation over that, then I will be using VI or Vim if it is available. VI and Vim, there is no difference between both of them. Okay, VI, or you can use Nano, right? These are the
No.
editors, ID editors we can say available in Linux. So vi, then the file name which you want to create, HTML. Okay. So vi index.html, enter. Now see, it is a blank file. It created a file index.html. Then after that, it moved into that file and it is showing, okay, it is a blank file. What you want to do? So I am saying I have the content ready here. Okay. This is my website file. Okay, geographic restriction EC2 file. Okay, this is the content of my file. I'll rename this, upload into the location, and it's an text file. It's not an index.html file. Let me show you. See guys, this file. Okay, this is a text file. What you need to do, you simply, this same text file I have opened in the VS Code. Okay, I have opened in the VS Code. So what I'll be doing, Control A, select all, Control C, copy all of them, then get into your CLI, okay, and move to the insert mode. In Linux, you in the VI editor, you need to first enable insert mode by pressing I.
Hmm.
Okay, when I press I, just take a look, it get into the insert mode. Okay, then after that, we can simply Control V there, paste the content, whatever you have copied. Okay, whatever I have copied, I just pasted it directly here. If you want to edit, you can do it too. If you want to edit, but it's hard to edit or modify any file in Linux. So usually every time what people used to do, they will modify and have a ready to go file in their local. Then after that, they will copy and paste it directly. Okay. So once it is copied, then you need to move out of the insert mode. What is the command? What is the key I
Escape.
need to press? Escape. Once I
Escape.
press escape, see there is insert mode moved out. Then save and quit. To save and quit, you need to press colon first. Okay, then W, then Q, then enter. Now, if you want to verify whether this file is created, run ls. Okay, see this file is created. See, before that I run ls, there was nothing output, but right now after creating this one, when I run ls, file is ready. And if you want to now see what is the content within this file, what is the command? Get index.file name. Now see, this is the content of the file. Okay, you cannot modify, edit anything. You cannot do anything. If you want to do or modify anything, then again you need to open that file in the vi. Why? Because vi is the to editor tool in linux, so you need to open that. Okay, now let's go and verify that we are able to access this application. Now the application should look something like this, which I have already prepared in my local. Let me show you. It should be looking something like that. Okay, it should be looking something like that. And now see guys, from where this application is getting landed, from my local path, right? AWS CloudFront lab to index.html. And if I show you that in the folder, now see AWS CloudFront lab 2, from there this is the index file, but which content we copied this content and pasted in our vi editor. And if you want to access, how can we access this web application? Now this is already ready. Okay, how we can access? To access it, we need to, okay, the file is created. Now what is the command to access? Check web app by open your browser. Okay, but before that, make sure copy your public IP and hit enter. Okay, so what I will be doing, where can I get the public IP? I can get the public IP of the machine from here. Copied, paste here, control V, and hit enter. And when I hit enter, I am not able to access the website. Why? Because port number 80 was not enabled. You remember guys, right? In firewall, I have not enabled that one. So where can I do that? You need to go to the security section. Okay, this is an important step, and get into this, click on it. It will redirect you to security groups, and there in the inbound rules, this is the launch wizard one. Make sure you are modifying this correct security group. Edit inbound rules. This step we can have performed at the beginning of creation of this EC2, or at the end. You can do that anytime. You can do add rule. Okay, in custom TCP I am saying no custom TCP needed. I am looking for HTTP. By default it is port number 80, and from where? From internet. So basically what this rule means, in this rule I am saying anyone want to access from the internet, 00 means anyone from the internet, allow on port number 80 them. Okay, now save rules. It got saved. Verify. You have two inbound rules now. SSH, HTTP. SSH used to log into the machine. HTTP will be used to people can access to my web server. Okay. Now let's go to the same public IP and refresh. Now see, it got refreshed automatically. Or let's paste the public IP here again. One 89. Let's do one thing. Let's look for this in a different browser. Uh, okay, this is my local address. I'll be looking for that here. Now see, from where I'm accessing the website now? From my web server. Isn't it interesting, guys? Same thing we are executing from our local and same thing we are able to see from a EC2, right? ବୁଝିହେଲା ଏଟା ଏବେ କୋଉଠି ମୁଁ access କରୁଛି ଏଟାକୁ ଦେଖ EC2 machine ରୁ ଏଟା କାହା address ମୁଁ EC2 ର right but କୋଉ path ଆସୁଛି HTTP ଆସୁଛି not secure ସେସବୁ ଜିନିଷର ପରେ ଦେଖିବା Anjali did you saw now I am accessing the website from my EC2 right
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is my EC2 IP public IP which I am using to access my machine now okay so all set with the EC2 setup now let's go to the diagram okay once I open the port number 80 then check web app through pasting your public IP okay all set on this EC2 machine now so we successfully converted this EC2 into a web server and hosted an web application on it on top of it but what is our sole intention why we are performing this lab why because we are going to this time integrate this EC2 okay with an CloudFront because think about for right now I have hosted an static web right this is a static application why because it is not performing anything there is nothing where I can do okay but in real time I told you when there is compute devices will be used that means that is for sure is going to be a dynamic web application that means you can add to cart you can wish list you can perform many operations there right and we already know if there is huge surge in the traffic that means your EC2 there is high chances your EC2 will be down that means EC2 is going to crash it won't be able to handle the traffic and it will automatically move into a mode where it will not deliver the website to so to manage that okay I am going to integrate a CloudFront in front of that one we bring the CloudFront here okay I'll be integrating this CloudFront and from here onwards whenever anyone try to access my website they will be hitting the DNS provided by the CloudFront not the public IP right now I am using the public IP of the EC2 but from here onwards anyone will try to once I integrate this one after that the user they will be hitting the CloudFront and then CloudFront will reach out to the EC2 and once they are good then after that CloudFront will fetch the content from this EC2 and start delivering to our users. This is the first user who is trying to access my web application and that's why CloudFront moved all the way to my EC2 then got the details from their EC2 and delivered. Think about the second user okay this is a second user who is also trying to access my web application this time the request will hit the CloudFront do you think this time again CloudFront is going to hit the EC2 again no, right? This time CloudFront logic will start working. Why? We know that CloudFront is a caching service. So they will deliver the same content from their cache now. Instead of hitting my EC2, which will definitely would have put some load over my EC2, they deliver the content which they have already cached from their caching server instead of moving or checking in my EC2. So this is a way how I can reduce my huge surge in traffic or how I can manage this thing. Okay, this is the plan. So let's go ahead and immediately start creating the CloudFront. Then we will be integrating this one with the CloudFront. Guys, got the idea? Anjali, you got what exactly I'm saying? How I am
Yeah.
going to like
Yeah.
reduce the traffic instead of directly people hitting my EC2, I put the CloudFront so traffic will not move to EC2. EC2 will sit idle until unless there is not that much requirement, and CloudFront is going to perform all the management for me. Okay? ବୁଝିହେଲା ସୌମ୍ୟ ସୁଶ୍ରୀ ବୁଝିପାଇଲ କଣ କଲି ଏଠି ମୁଁ?
ହୁଁ
ଫାଷ୍ଟ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କୋଉଠି ଗଲା EC2 କୁ କାହିଁକି କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟ ପାଖରେ ଥିଲାନି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ସେ
ହୁଁ
ଗଲା EC2 ପାଖକୁ ରାଇଟ୍ ସେ ଥରେ ଆଣି
Ah,
ସାରିଲା ପରେ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କୋଉଠୁ ଦଉଛି ଏବେ କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟ ନିଜ ପାଖରୁ ଦେଇଦେଲା
ଆଉ
କାହିଁକି କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି କ୍ୟାସିଂ ସର୍ଭିସ ସେ କଣ କଲା କ୍ୟାଶ କରିଦେଲା କ୍ୟାଶ ମାନେ ଟେମ୍ପରାରୀ ମେମୋରିରେ ଷ୍ଟୋର କରିଦେଲା ଆଣିକି ତାକୁ ସେ ଏବେ ସେଇଠୁ ଦଉଛି ଆଉ ଯୋଉ ନେକ୍ସଟ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ମୁଁ ଏଠି ସିନା ଦିଟା ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେଇଛି ବଟ୍ ରିଅଲ ଟାଇମରେ କେତେ ଆସୁଥିବ 200 2000 5000 20000 ଏମିତି ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ଆସିବ ସବୁ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କାହା ପାଖକୁ ଯିବ କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟ ପାଖକୁ କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟରୁ ୟୁଜର ପାଖକୁ କୌଣସି ବି ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ମେସିନ ପାଖକୁ ଯିବ ନାହିଁ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ କୌଣସି ବି ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ଯେପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କିଛି ଲଜିକ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ହଉନି ଯଦି ଲଜିକ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ହବ ସପୋଜ ଗୋଟେ ୟୁଜର ଲଗ୍ଇନ କରୁଛି ରାଇଟ୍ ସେ ଲଗ୍ଇନ ଯଦି କାଳେ କରିବ କୋଉଠି ଭେରିଫାଏ ହବ ଏଠି ପଛପଟରେ ଲାଗିଥିବ ଆରଡିଏସ୍ ଏଠୁ ଯିବ ଫେର ଆରଡିଏସ୍ ପାଖକୁ ଯାଇକି ସେ ଭେରିଫାଏ କରେ ସେଟା ଅଲଗା ଜିନିଷ ପରେ ଦେଖିବା ବଟ୍ ଏବେ ପାଇଁ ବୁଝ ଏବେ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ କୋଉଠୁ ଆସୁଛି କ୍ଲାଉଡ ଫ୍ରଣ୍ଟରୁ ଆସିବ so let's go ahead and start integrating the process of CloudFront with the EC2. So what I will be doing, I'll be moving into the AWS account again and I'll switch to this time CloudFront. Open in a new tab. Every time I have show you that there is only one option to integrate, that is S3. But this time I will be showing you we can integrate EC2 as well as an origin point. Okay, where my real application is hosted, my application is hosted in an EC2 machine, and I am going to create a new distribution. This was previous distribution used with an S3 bucket. If you get into that distribution and move to the origin tab, see, this is the S3 domain, right? It is used with the S3 bucket, but this time what I will be doing, I am going to have a new distribution, okay, and integrate that EC2 with this distribution. Same as the last time we did, free, next, distribution name. I'll be putting some meaningful, that means uh, CloudFront minus EC2 web app, okay, makes sense. Then single web application, I don't have any domain now. Next, Amazon S3, okay, this is asking for options. No, right now I am saying origin type. In origin type, I am going to say other, okay. Custom origin, it is saying, okay, what we can do now. See, in custom, when I selected other, so refer to any AWS or non-AWS origin through its publicly resolved URL. Okay, so what I can put, if you see, when I am selecting the custom origin, I there is nothing EC2 related stuff I am getting here. So what you can do, you need to go to your EC2 again. From here you can go into the instances. Okay, this is our EC2. Okay, what happened? Okay, here is our EC2. Get into that. Then from there we need to copy the public DNS. Okay, make sure to copy the public DNS. Copy this value. It got copied. Go to distribution and paste that value there directly. Okay, just paste that value directly there. Then go with the default setup. Next. Now see, it is asking for firewall. No, I am not going to use any firewall now. And now see, it is saying your origin is this one. And these are the stuff you have selected, and these are by default you selected. Then after create distribution. And when I hit create distribution, it will take couple of minutes to get deployed. Okay, so we have to wait during that time only. Or in the meantime, if you guys want to ask any question, you can ask me. And once I deployed the distribution, these are the properties I got, or these are the metadata I got. Here you can see distribution domain name. Here onwards, we will be using this domain URL to access the same web application which is hosted in my EC2 instead of directly hitting the EC2 public IP. Okay, actually, but exactly what happening? Even though I hit this DNS, na, it is also fetching the details for the first time from EC2. Then after onwards, it is delivering the same stuff from CloudFront itself. Let's go and grab that DNS copied. Let's go to the UC browser now, and you can see here I am getting from my EC2. Here, this is my local, same application from my local. Same application from EC2, and this time I'll be hitting the CloudFront DNS. Enter. Okay, server not found. Firefox cannot connect. Okay, try again. Let's see. Is it deployed or still deploying? Okay, it's deploying. See, the status is still deploying. So it is taking some time. Actually, until unless that is not successfully deployed, you won't be able to get the website, but few times it will deliver. If you remember when we were doing with the S3, even though that was in deployment process, when I hit the DNS of that, okay, it is saying HTTP should be S. Okay, 504 second. Just a minute, guys. I think I missed something there. To enable why it is saying HTTP, the domain is HTTP. It should have shown us, right? This is the EC2 one. Let's copy and open it here. It should have shown HTTPS, but it is showing HTTP. Okay, let's get into the distribution now. Security origins. Let's do one thing. Let's create another one new distribution. I think one step I missed there. Create distribution, pre-plan. Next, distribution. This is our EC2 CF minus EC2 minus web application minus, this is the second one, 2. Okay, domain, there is no domain. Next, S3 load balancer, API gateway, elemental package, other, and here I will be adding the public DNS, copied over there, tool V, here Amazon S3, there is fine, origin path, nothing needed, recommended origin settings, cache settings, viewer protocol policy, okay, redirect HTTP to HTTPS, that is fine, cache policy, next, WAP, oh, I think that is right, but why we are seeing HTTP only? That's a question. It should have shown HTTPS, right? Let's get back to the distribution dashboard instead of creating. I stopped creating that one, guys. Okay. If I copy this one, I'm just troubleshooting now. Control V. Okay. If I get into this one, wait. Now paste again. Copy D28. Okay. It's the same. If we go to the browser, we enter. Let's see. Are we able to get this time now? No, I think we are having some issue, setup issue here. Need to figure it out. Get into the existing one, general. Origin is this. Select, edit. Now see what was the issue. I will leave once I fix this one. Before that, it was saying HTTPS only. But if you remember, our port is opened only 443. Then how it would be able to access it on 443? So we will switch to 40. Okay. Now let's go save changes. It will, once you save anything, then it will again start redeploying. Then after, if you hit enter or refresh here, see, got the URL. Our website is ready. And this is which domain? This is the DNS of the CloudFront. Now see, if I refresh again here, now see my website is up. So from three places right now I'm accessing my application. From, this is my local, this is directly from the EC2, this is directly from the CloudFront. Got the idea, guys? What exactly we did? If you have few like 5 to 10 more minutes, we can discuss another one important thing here. Okay, so we are successfully able to deliver the application through our CloudFront. So here onwards, whenever someone is going to request my application will be delivered instead of from this IP address, will be getting delivered from this location. Okay. Now comes the interesting topic. What is the exact new thing we are going to see today? Okay, but before that, if you want to check in the GeoPicker tool, you can verify. So GeoPicker basically we are using here to test the latency, right? Along with when we are testing the latency, it is also how it is basically testing the latency. It is trying to access our web application from 6 different locations of the world: Singapore, Brazil, Virginia, California, and Ireland, Australia. Right, from 6 different locations. Why I am explaining 6 different locations? There is a twist. So in CloudFront, we have an option. Okay, think about a scenario. You are hosting some application. You might have worked some any kind of project. I'm not exact sure, but you must have heard about that. There is some compliance rules, or there is some rules or regulation or strict policy for a specific geographical location, so that that region person or that region people cannot access your application. That means you are going to block a region, or there might be a specific use case where you are going to grant only to a specific region. Like your application, you have hosted a application and you want only US and UK region specific people to use your application. None other world person or anyone over the internet can use that one. That is possible in CloudFront. Did you get me, Anjali, what I am trying to say? You can restrict your access on a geographical location basis. ସୁଶ୍ରୀ ସୌମ୍ୟ ବୁଝିପାଇଲ କଣ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି?
Yes, yes.
ତମେ ଜୋଗ୍ରାଫିକାଲ ଲୋକେସନ ବିଷୟ ସ୍ପେସିଫିକ ରେ ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ଟ କରିପାରିବ। ଧର ସପୋଜ ଗୋଟେ ଆମର ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ ଅଛି, ଆମେ ତାକୁ ମିଡଲ ଇଷ୍ଟ ରେ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁନାହାନ୍ତି, କି ସପୋଜ ଇସ୍ରାଏଲ ରେ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁନାହାନ୍ତି, କି କୌଣସି ବି ଲୋକେସନ ହେଲା, ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାକ୍ଟ ଧର ଲେଟ୍ସ ଆଜ୍ୟୁମ ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଲିଆ, ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ ନବା ପାଇଁ ଅଛି, ଗୋଟେ ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଲିଆ ଲୋକେସନ ଦେଖ, ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଲିଆ ଲୋକେସନ ର ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ କୁ ସେ ହିଟ୍ କରୁଛି। ମୁଁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ଅଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଲିଆ ଲୋକେସନ ରୁ ହିଟ୍ ହବନି, ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତେ ଦେଖିପାରିବେ ମୋ ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ। କେମିତି କରିହବ? Through the CloudFront we can do that. And through which option? In the behaviors. Okay, if you get into the behaviors, by default there is an option available. You select edit. Once you start editing, then after that it will prompt you to the all the way to the down. Okay, now see viewer request. Okay, one second. uh, Best policy recommended for EC2. Yes, now see, when I enabled this restrict viewer access, I think this one, let's see, let me verify. This is the one. Need to create a key group, it is asking. Just give me a second. I also have to verify. Okay, we can do that here. That's some place. Let me see. Okay, in the origins, if I select and edit path, shield advanced setting connection 5.10.5 enable. Okay. Okay, let's do one thing. I'm not able to find that option right now in this CloudFront setup. It might be because of the free tier. Okay. Let me verify that stuff first. Okay. If that is possible to show you in the free tier, I'll definitely show you. Okay. I'll definitely show you that stuff, how we can do that. But for today's practical, I think that is fair enough, whatever we have covered till now. So, previously, we learned how to integrate an S3 to the CloudFront, but this time I show you how to integrate an EC2 to a CloudFront. In the same manner, you can integrate load balancer or you can integrate API gateway or any other resources. And the thing which I told you that we can restrict the user access from a specific geographical location. Let me explore that point and we will be seeing that tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts, guys? You want to ask anyone? If not, then we can end this session for today. Let me stop the recording.